everyone. So today I will be, sorry, my camera is out of focus. I will be teaching you how to make this tiramisu recipe that I found online. It's really easy to make. I've seen other recipes and they have a ton of steps and they don't explain anything, and it's the first time I tried it, it was just a mess. So I'm going to try to make it simple for you. There's not a lot of ingredients that you need. A lot of people think because it's an Italian dessert and it looks so fancy that it's really hard to make, but it really isn't. So I'm going to break it down for you. Hopefully this will help. And if you guys try the recipe, let me know, show me some photos. I think it would be great. So here's the ingredients. You're going to need some mascarpone cheese stores. I usually find them at King Soopers or Whole Foods, so hopefully you'll be able to find it. So I'll be using 2 of these. And then we're also going to need some sugar. It's about 2 cups of sugar, and I'll put the full recipe on the link in the bio. So you're also going to need 6 eggs, some heavy whipped cream. You're going to need cocoa powder, of course, ladyfinger cookies, and they're Italian cookies, and I think you can find them at your local store, and if not, again, I've been able to find them at King Soopers and at Whole Foods. So hopefully you'll be able to find it. I have 2 packets of this. You're also going to need some coffee. You can use either like a really strong coffee or espresso, and I will show you how much I use. And then also for flavor, and this is completely optional if you want to use it, I use a little bit of Kahlua in the coffee mixture, and I'll show you how to mix it. And again, this is completely optional. If you want to skip it, that's fine. And also if you do want to add it, you can choose or add your favorite coffee liqueur. It doesn't have to be Kahlua. I know it also goes good or tastes good with the Baileys. So, but my personal preference is this one. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we're first going to start with preparing our coffee because the coffee has to cool down for us to assemble everything. So I'm going to put 1 cup of water. So we are going to need 1 whole cup of cold espresso or cold coffee. So because I know sometimes it will evaporate or it will boil, I'm going to use 2 cups of water for our coffee mixture. Into this, I'm going to add, and I love this brand, this coffee. This is the one I'll be using. And because we want our coffee to be strong, or if you have an espresso, you can just brew some espresso. So I'm going to add to the 2 cups of water, here's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to do 3 tablespoons. So I know it seems like a lot of coffee, it might be a lot of coffee, but I might add a little bit of water. If it's not enough to dip the cookies in, I'll add a little bit more water. And at the end, I think because the cream or the custard that you make, it's not really that sweet. I think it balances it out, and so that should still be good. So now that our coffee is ready, and I'm doing it this way because I don't have a coffee maker, so good old thing, I have to do it the good old way. So this one is ready, so I'm just going to turn this off, and I'm going to set it aside so that it can start cooling down, and then I'm going to run it through a strainer so that I don't have any of the coffee bits in here. So we're going to start the first part for the custard, and we have to use 6 eggs. So I was going to start separating your egg yolks from your egg whites. So then to the egg yolks, we're going to add 1 cup of sugar. A whole cup of sugar, and we are going to whisk this. So this, I don't have a double boiler, so what I did is I put some, it's just a regular pot, I put some water in it, I turned this on, so I'm just going to do this over the, just improvise my own double boiler. So we're going to start mixing it. I like to start mixing it even if it's not hot enough yet, just so that I can get it going and it incorporates. With this, the only thing you have to be careful is not to, don't let it get too hot, otherwise you're going to end up with scrambled eggs kind of thing. So you want to make sure that it's not too hot. And if it's too hot, you can just remove it from the heat, beat it, keep whisking it on the side, and then if it gets cold, then you'll go back to the double boiler, okay? So we finished with our mixture, and as you can see, it is fluffy, and it should have this kind of like a cream yellow color, and this is ready. So we're gonna let this cool down, and then we're gonna add our mascarpone cheese to it, but we have to let it cool down a little bit, otherwise when you mix it with the cheese, it's just gonna get runny and it's not gonna be good for it. So let it cool down. So the other thing I'm gonna do is, I have my coffee that it's already cooled down, so I'm gonna strain it, make sure there are no coffee bits in it, and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of the coffee liqueur, the Kahlua. Again, it's optional, whatever you want to add to it. If you don't want to add any, don't. So in this container, I'm just gonna put my coffee, and I'm gonna strain it. This should do the trick with getting all the coffee bits in it. If something, if it's not a good strainer, or if you get a little bit, that's fine. So there we go. So this was about 2 cups of water with 3 tablespoons of coffee, I believe. So we're going to set that aside. And this is where you would add your coffee liqueur if you wanted to add any. I am going to add, just because I do think that the coffee liqueur gives it that flavor that distinguishes the tiramisu. So I am going to add some. And this is to your taste, okay? You can add as little or as much as you like. Obviously, you don't have to add a lot, because if you do, that's fine. But you shouldn't add too much, just because it's supposed to only give it some flavor. So I'm gonna go. Here is 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. So what I usually do is I will mix it up a bit, and I'm gonna try it just to see how strong it is. Alright, so I still can, the coffee is still pretty strong, so I'm going to add another tablespoon. So that's 4 and 5. So again, I'm going to mix it. Okay, I think the coffee is too strong. I'm not able to taste the alcohol in it. So I'm going to add 2 more. So this should be enough. So here we go. And again, it may seem like a lot, but because you're only going to be, the cookies are going to be like just kind of gone through it. You're not going to soak them, so the coffee or the alcohol flavor, it's not going to be that strong. Okay, so we have this ready. So once it's cooled down, you're going to add your mascarpone cheese. So you need to add about 300 milligrams of mascarpone cheese. So usually this is 220 milligrams of cheese. So I'm going to add about half of the other one. So here's that. And I will add half of this. And this one with the leftovers, you can eat it like on toast. Like I said, it's more on the sweet side rather than like savory like cream cheese is. So I think it's the better option than the cream cheese. And you're almost done. So next we're gonna get our heavy cream, and we're gonna whip that to get our heavy cream going, and we're gonna mix it in with this. So in a separate bowl, and I usually chill my bowl in the freezer so that it maintains the temperature. We're gonna add the heavy cream so we can whip this. It calls for 1 1/3 cup of heavy cream. I usually just use the pint size of heavy cream. So I'm gonna pour this. And start whipping this up. And I usually use a hand mixer because it's going to be easier and faster, so I just do this, and we're going to go. Cream is whipped, and you'll see it's pretty stiff. This is when you know it's ready. If you whip it for too long, then it's going to turn into butter, so make sure that doesn't happen, okay? So now, the next step is to mix this too. This is our egg and mascarpone cheese mixture, and this is just a heavy cream that's been whipped. So we're gonna combine this, and this is an important step. You have to do it slow, and you have to do it in parts. If you do it, if you mix it too much, it's not gonna work. So you have to make sure that when you do it, we're gonna do it slowly. So don't dump this whole thing in here, okay? And we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna fold it in. So the way you fold any mixture, it is going to be just very slowly. The way you fold it is gonna be like literally like fold it like this. Go like this, fold, and just keep going. Okay? So don't whisk it because it's gonna break the heavy cream apart, and you don't want that. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. So this is another reason why you have to make sure that your egg mixture, it's cooled down so that it's not too warm, too hot, because it will break apart or break down the heavy cream. So continue this. So with this recipe, there's no baking. There's no. It doesn't go into the oven. The only thing I would recommend is you do it the day before you're gonna be eating it, serving it, so that it has time to set. And I think it always tastes better the next day. So there. And again, we're just folding. You don't have to go too fast. It's better if you go slow, because that way you're not breaking apart the heavy cream. So just do this for a couple minutes until it's all mixed. But remember, do not over mix this, because that is where it could go wrong. That's where it went wrong for me the first couple times I tried it. Here we go. Alright. So it looks like it's all mixed in. So now we're ready to assemble. Okay, so we're going to start assembling our tiramisu. And I have everything ready. I have my cream, I have my coffee mixture, some cocoa powder, and I use a little strainer so that I can sprinkle the cocoa powder. And then I also have my ladyfinger cookies. So what you're going to do is in here. So you're gonna grab a ladyfinger cookie, and you're gonna kind of like soak it in. That's all you need. Put it there. So we're gonna do this with all of them. And on the first layer, I don't like to soak them too much. So I'm just gonna do them quick. This. And you can use any container that you like. So once you have all your cookies soaked, then you're going to add the cream. So the cream is going to go on top, like this. And just add enough so that you can create a base. So spread it out. It doesn't have to be too thick. Just make sure it's even. It doesn't have to be perfect. So once you're here, this is where you're going to grab your cocoa powder and you're going to sprinkle on top of this. So make sure that everything is covered. And this will help balance out the sugar and the cream. So here we go. And then you're going to do it all over again.
Okay, so I did 2 layers, and this is how it looks. You do the same, dip the cookies in the coffee, put the cream, cover it, and sprinkle with cocoa powder. I think it's best if you let it sit overnight, and for the next day, It'll taste just amazing. Alright, and this is how it's done.